Begins with breaking news out of Minneapolis. Another ICE shooting has sparked unrest in the city after an agent shot a Venezuelan man in the leg during an enforcement stop. It comes just 1 week after an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good, sparking protests nationwide, including here in the nation's capital.
Our Marcella Robertson is outside ICE headquarters in Southwest D.C. with more on this shooting and how leaders are responding. Marcella.
Good morning to you both. Well, tensions are still high as the unrest continues in Minneapolis following that shooting. What we know so far is that the Department of Homeland Security says the ICE agent shot a Venezuelan migrant after an alleged shovel attack. We know both the ICE agent and the man shot are expected to be okay. But as you can imagine, just a lot of unrest overnight in Minneapolis following that shooting just a week after the deadly shooting of Renee Good. Now, last night after this incident, both the mayor and police chief of Minneapolis held a joint press conference asking for peace in the city. Take a listen. Here's what part of the mayor had to say.
There's still a lot that we don't know at this time, but what I can tell you for certain is that this is not sustainable. This is an impossible situation that our city is presently being put in. And at the same time, we are trying to find a way forward to keep people safe, to protect our neighbors, to maintain order.
Back here at home over the last few days, we've also seen crowds protesting ICE since the deadly shooting of Renee Good in Minneapolis last week. Several DOJ Civil Rights Division prosecutors across the country, including here in D.C., are resigning after learning the division will not open a civil rights probe into Good's death. And recently, the D.C. Council called MPD's cooperation with ICE into question. They sent the chief a request to answer how D.C. police are working with federal agents. The chief responded over the weekend saying MPD was not directly working with ICE, but council members say that response was inadequate and doesn't provide the details and specifics they requested. Meantime, council members Kenny McDuffie and Janice Lewis George, who are both running for mayor, recently addressed how they would handle ICE in the D.C. community.
I'm going to fight against that. I'm going to fight to protect our immigrant neighbors, to make sure that their rights aren't being trampled upon.
I will work with anyone to improve the lives of Washingtonians. But I will also stand up to Trump or anyone else who brings harm to our residents.
Now, the latest protests here locally were Tuesday night here outside ICE headquarters in D.C. About 1,000 people showed up to that. At this point, it is unclear if any other protests are planned for today following last night's shooting in Minneapolis, but certainly something that we'll be keeping a close eye on for you. Back to you.
Marcella Robertson reporting for us this morning. Thank you.